This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Great to see Mick Conlan back in the ring this Friday night live on BT Sport against Baluta. Of course, we know from his last outing here in London, a good win against Oliver Joyce. So a stern challenge for you this weekend, Mick.
Definitely. Baluta is a very good fighter, a dangerous opponent. You know, especially when you're on the verge of a world title, you know, he could be a potential banana skin. But you know, as someone who, you know, I've watched and, you know, I've studied, and you know, I know what I got to do on Friday night.
What impressed you the most about his performance against Oliver Joyce?
It wasn't just the Davy performance; it was the performance against TJ Donaghy, former world champion. You know, he's beat two Irish fighters in a row, two good fighters. He's aggressive. He looks powerful, and you know, he's very confident. So, you know, he's coming in. He makes his mistakes, but you know what, he makes up for it with his aggression and stuff. So, you know, he's got a lot about him. He looks like he has a bit of an engine as well. So I'm ready for anything.
Was it hard to select opponent? Obviously, you said you're on the verge of a world title shot, so you don't want to pick anything too unnecessary, but you don't want to have a real tick-over fight as well. Was it hard to select an opponent for this Friday?
I don't select my opponents. It was my team, and I know they once they put Baluta to me right away, it was the first person they said, "This is no problem." So, you know, it was. It's one I'm looking forward to. He's calling himself the Irish Slayer and stuff, so it could be one I could do for the country. Yeah.
Do you have no input then when opponents are put to you? Do you not put any input into the team?
They just ask me and I say yes or no, and it's always yes. So there's people I've been asking for and people we've been pushing for, which have said no. So, you know, now that we've got someone, you know, they say, "What about this again?" I says, "Listen, I don't care. I'll fight whoever it needs to be. I want to fight for the belt next." And you know, the Baluta's number 9 in the BO. I'm ranked 1, so I think this solidifies the mandatory position for me as well, which is good.
And it's the end of the so-called Irish Slayer this Friday night.
Yeah, I'll destroy him this time. I think he's the type of guy who'll bring out the best in me.
Well, let's hope so. And then you move on to bigger things. Obviously, you don't want to look past Baluta on Friday night, but we will have to talk about what's next. Is it Fulton Jr.?
You know, I hope so. It looks like Fulton is lined up to face the winner of Neri Figueroa September, so there could be one in between back in Belfast. Hopefully, that would be something special. But you know, I know that I'll fight for the belt this year.
How does that go between you and Stephen Fulton Jr.?
Of course, I win. You know, he's a fantastic champion, a fantastic fighter, someone I have the utmost respect for. But someone I believe I can beat, and I know I'll beat when we face each other.
After this Friday night, is that what you want immediately? You don't want to be hanging around anymore, surely, mate?
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm calling for. That's what I'll state, and that's what I want. And you know, I'll be nailing it down. This is what I want. Let's do it. You know what I mean? But if he has plans in between, there's not really much I can do about what he decides to do. But you know, I've put myself now in the mandatory position for the BO. So you know, hopefully I could be forced.
Have you had any indication where that possibly could be? Could it be in Ireland? Could it be in the States? I'm sure you do want to get back out to the States, Mick.
Listen, I don't care where it is. You know, I think Fulton he's a Philadelphia kid, so New York fits very well for both of us. So you know, I'm excited for it.
Have you talked to Carl Frampton about Stephen? Because obviously they've done many rounds together.
I've never spoken to Carl about him. But Carl rates him very, very highly, so that says a lot.
Quickly, we'll talk to you about Carl. We haven't talked to you since his fight with Jamel Herring. Just your comment on a legendary career, and he did so much for both sides of the country. I'm sure you know that better than anyone, Mick.
Yes, and he's a fantastic role model, fantastic ambassador for Ireland. And everything he's achieved has been unbelievable. So, you know, I think he can walk away from the sport with his head held high.
It left an incredible legacy, and I'm sure he inspires you, and that is something you want to do. You know, not replicate Carl. You want to leave your own legacy, but you want to leave a legacy behind as well, Mick, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. He's inspired the whole next generation coming through of Irish fighters. You know, he brought big time boxing back to Belfast when it wasn't there. So I think there's a lot of fighters that got to be grateful for him. You know, I look up to him, and I'll leave my own legacy, but his legacy is fantastic.
Just before we close off, a couple of things. What can we expect from yourself this Friday night? Quick message to your fans as well.
an explosive performance, a KO victory, and big shout out just as always. Thank you for the support down with fans.
Talking about shout outs, let's quickly talk about JXL and Champion as well.
Yeah, Champion, JXL doing things and pulling in the sponsors, but you know I'm a Champion ambassador now, and you know I'm a champion wearing Champion.
I'm sure Jack will appreciate that over there. Listen, Mick Conlan, best of luck in the ring this Friday night. Hopefully we see that performance that you're talking about, and then you get that world title shot later this year, all right?
Cheers, Mark. Thank you, mate.
Nice one, Mick.